Conquerors have often been seduced by the soft life of the people they conquer, and this was true for the Mongols. Genghis Khan lived and died in the saddle, but his grandson, Kublai, rejected the harsh life of the steppes. He built a luxurious pleasure dome in China, immortalized in Coleridge's poem.
In Xanadu did Kublai Khan a stately pleasure dome decree, where Alf, the sacred river, ran through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea.
The Xanadu of Coleridge's poem was inspired by the travel book of a 17-year-old Venetian, Marco Polo. He arrived with his merchant father to explore prospects for trade. He was overcome by what he saw.
It is a huge building of marble and other ornamental stones, and its halls and chambers are all gilded, marvelously embellished and richly adorned.
Under Kublai Khan, for the first time in history, the mysteries of China were unveiled to the outside world. Marco Polo stayed at court for 17 years. The Khan's armies moved south and conquered all of China. On the site of modern-day Beijing, he created his capital. Three million laborers dug its Grand Canal, linking the city to the sea. Its visiting merchants were serviced by 20,000 prostitutes. At its heart was Kublai's imperial palace. The hall held 6,000 visitors.
The walls are of gold and silver. It glitters like crystal, and the sparkle of it can be seen from far away.
The Chinese hated the government of the Great Khan because he set foreigners over them and made them feel like slaves.
Kublai's remedies against rebellion were magic and propaganda. But his regime was still seen as oppressive. The Chinese resisted through literature. They kept their culture alive through their plays, the 13th century equivalent of soap operas. But the dramas of the new Chinese theatre were nothing to the domestic dramas of Kublai Khan's court. Marco Polo noted,
The Khan has 4 consorts, who are all his lawful wives. Each holds her own court with no less than 3,000 ladies in waiting, and 7,000 other court attendants. By his wives, he has 22 male children. By his mistresses, he has a further 25 sons. The Khan also has many concubines. They are divided into groups of 6 who serve him for 3 days and 3 nights at a time in his chamber and his bed, and he uses them for his pleasure. But when he wishes to lie with his wife, he goes to his wife's chamber.
By far the most influential figures in Kublai's court were women, like his mother, Sorgatani.
If there was another woman like her, it would make the race of women superior to that of men.
There was Kublai's senior wife, Chabi. She shared her husband's ambition to lead a dynasty that would rank with the greatest in Chinese history. Together, they planned a new empire. In 1281, an army 140,000 strong sailed to conquer Japan. Kublai's hopes were dashed. A typhoon destroyed the navy. With this catastrophe, the myth of Mongol invincibility vanished from Eastern Asia. That same year, Chabi died. Kublai lost the will to rule. He retreated into a life of leisure. Fat and increasingly drunk, he abandoned ambition. The affairs of state slipped into the hands of self-serving Chinese officials. He had conquered China. Now China conquered him. This is all that remains of Xanadu today. The glittering palace is dust. But Kublai Khan would live on, in Marco Polo's words.
The most powerful master there was ever seen in the world, from the time of Adam until today.
Millennium will return after these messages.